Dream Team, it's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are at Carnival in Germany. People go crazy. I've seen a couple of videos where they're talking about this carnival, and so I'm like, let me get on a video that they're specifically just talking about this carnival, and who better than talk about it than Feli from Germany. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Where are we going?
Hello and alaf. It's Carnival, the 5th season in Germany, so time to eat mustard-filled donuts, cut off your boss's tie.
Mustard-filled donuts? Nah. Mustard? Nah. Can't eat no mustard-filled donuts.
So, time to eat mustard-filled donuts, cut off your boss's tie, and travel to Cologne. Hallo, servus, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Felicia. I'm originally from Munich, Germany, but I have been living in Cincinnati, Ohio for about 3 years now. So today is Karnevalssonntag, Carnival Sunday, which means that in Germany, and especially in Cologne and other cities in the Rhineland region, people are going to be wearing costumes and celebrating for the next few days. Or actually, most of them have been celebrating since Thursday, which is when Street Carnival officially started. Not all Germans celebrate Carnival, of course, but a lot of us do because it's an important cultural celebration. And Rosenmontag, Rose Monday, and Faschingsdienstag or Fastnacht, Fat Tuesday, are the two main days to celebrate it before Lent starts on Aschermittwoch, Ash Wednesday. There are a lot of parades.
This is just a whole week of excitement. Just a whole week of themed days that sound absolutely fun.
Happening, everything is colorful, people wear costumes, as I said.
Dang.
There is a lot of socializing and drinking and singing, and it also gets a little political. Officially, Carnival season starts way before Christmas on November 11th at 11:11 a.m. and it ends at midnight in the night from Fat Tuesday to Ash Wednesday. So it really goes on for several months, but the main events don't start until after Christmas season, and the biggest celebrations take place during the last week that we're in right now. Carnival is actually extremely interesting culturally because it's been around for so long that different places have developed different traditions. So today it's not just something that's different in between North and South Germany, but all those carnival traditions and names and carnival cries really vary from town to town. Since I'm from Munich, which is in Bavaria, so the southeast of Germany, I'm not from a region where carnival is as important as it is in the Rhineland region, but we do celebrate it still. We call it Fasching, and we mainly celebrate Fat Tuesday, Faschingsdienstag. So when I was a kid, I remember that we would always go to all those carnival parades, and they would throw out candy down from the floats. We would dress up for kindergarten and school, and then there were also always these kids.
Look at these kids! Look at this dress on! If that's not the most adorable picture, you got the cowboy, got his gun. I don't know what that outfit is, but this is absolutely adorable, bro. I'm sorry, these kids be warming my heart up.
Would dress up for kindergarten and school, and then there were also always these kids carnival parties, Kinderfasching, where we would show up in our costumes and then we would play all these party games like musical chairs, polonaise, balloon dances, newspaper dances, chocolate eating contests, and so on.
Sag mal, wie heißt es? Kinder. Und du bist die Zauberin.
Ja.
Then growing up, I think there was a phase in my early teens when Carnival wasn't very cool. But then around the age of like 15, 16 and up, my friends and I started to participate in the grown-up Carnival. And 16 is also the legal drinking age for beer and wine in Germany. There are a lot of carnival parties and balls happening during the weeks leading up to Ash Wednesday. And then on Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, there is a huge street carnival, Straßenfasching, in the Munich pedestrian zone and inner city with a lot of stages and live music and booths with food and drinks, of course, since you're allowed to drink outside in the streets in Germany.
That's
so that was always a lot of fun and something that I kind of miss here. Another day that was always a lot of fun is Weiberfastnacht or Weiberfasching, which is the Thursday before Ash Wednesday. And on that day, it's tradition that women take a pair of scissors and cut off men's ties. So we would always do that in high school and cut off our teachers' ties. But of course, like, they all knew what was happening, so they would make sure to wear their ugliest tie on that day.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I'm definitely wearing the worst tie that I got, because can't cut no good ties. But I wonder, what did that tradition come out of? Like, cutting your boss's tie? Like, that's a very interesting one. But Carnival does sound like a great time of year. You get to dress up in costumes. You got floats, throwing candy out. You know what I'm saying? People drinking, socializing, just having a good time. You can't beat it.
They all knew what was happening, so they would make sure to wear their ugliest tie on that day. But it was kind of a contest of who got to the teacher first and had their tie as a trophy. A food that's very typical for this time is Krapfen or Berliner or Pfannkuchen.
And that's the mustard
There's really
field
so
donut?
many different names for everything regarding Carnival. And I say Krapfen, and they're pretty much donuts filled with jam or other sweet fillings like vanilla or chocolate cream. And during Carnival, it's tradition to fool other people by giving them a Krapfen that's filled with mustard instead of jam. There are also a bunch of typical Carnival songs that...
That'll be cold-blooded. I would be hurt thinking I'm finna bite of this sweet chocolatey donut or this sweet jam filled great donut. And then you just take a good bite and have a mouthful of mustard. That's painful. That would be painful.
That's filled with mustard instead of jam. There are also a bunch of typical Carnival songs that Germans listen and party to during this time. I can't play any of them because of the copyrights, but if you guys would like to check them out, I can put a link to a Carnival playlist in the description below. Not very high quality music though, I should say. Historically, the first precursors of Carnival were celebrated over 5,000 years ago to celebrate the end of winter and to scare away ghosts by wearing scary masks. Then they had a version in ancient Rome and in the Middle Ages, and then Carnival was adopted by the Catholic Church and was celebrated during the time leading up to the 40-day Lent before Easter. From what I read, it's also very likely that all the different German names for Carnival refer to that. Fastnacht probably stands for the night before the fast. Carnival comes from the Latin carne levare, which means taking the meat away, and Fasching originates in an old German word that stands for fast drink, so the last drink before Lent starts. So during Carnival, people wanted to celebrate and eat and drink before they couldn't anymore, and they also tried to eat all the perishables so that they wouldn't go bad during Lent. And from the
that does make sense. So you basically just had like a feast before Lent happened. Before you couldn't eat and drink and do all that anymore, you just had to have a feast. I like the idea of that. I don't like the idea of not being able to eat certain things or drink certain things over a certain period of time. But feasting, I do like.
Beginning, Carnival was also about equality, revoking the hierarchies, and switching roles. So back in the day, slaves and owners switched roles. Then in the Middle Ages, lower clerics would temporarily take over the role of higher clerics. And to this day, criticizing politics and society in public speeches is an important part of Carnival. In the course of the 15th century, the important character of the fool also became a part of Carnival and is to this day. The typical Carnival greetings or Carnival cries are still called Narrenrufe in German, fool cries. So in Cologne, it's typical to say Kölle Alaf. And in Düsseldorf and Mainz, for example, they say Hellau. Cologne actually plays a pretty big role during Carnival because they have like a special form of it, and that's actually the most well-known version of German Carnival. This started in the 19th century after the government had repeatedly banned the Cologne street carnival because they thought it was too out of control. So in 1823, when Cologne was Prussian after the French Revolution, they started a new regulated form of carnival to please the Prussian king Friedrich Wilhelm III. So they started a celebration committee that met once a week starting right after Christmas season to plan the carnival celebrations. And those sittings soon included music, drinking, and speeches. And then people started founding additional carnival associations. There were balls taking place, and they also published a carnival newspaper. And to this day, most of those structures are still an important part of the carnival celebrations in Cologne and in other cities along the Rhine River. In addition to those sittings or stage shows with satirical speeches in local dialects, there are also three important characters that play a big role. There's the prince, the maiden, and the peasant that are elected each year and that are the official representatives of the Cologne Carnival. And they're considered the rulers of the foolish people, die Regenten des närrischen Volks. There are also carnival guards, Garden, which are dance groups, and parades. And in general, Cologne is the place where carnival is the craziest. People really celebrate non-stop, and it's on almost every German's bucket list to celebrate carnival in Cologne once in their life. Now, here
it's on my bucket list now. It's on my bucket list to celebrate carnival once in my life. Like, it just seems like a fun and amazing time. Like, I'm not sure if it's like similar to what Oktoberfest is in Germany, but both of them just sound absolutely incredible.
Almost every German's bucket list to celebrate carnival in Cologne once in their life. Now, here in the US, the main day to dress up and wear costumes is obviously not Carnival, but Halloween on October 31st, which is obviously a completely different holiday. But what's interesting is that they actually did have a similar background back in the day. For both celebrations, people initially dressed up to ward off the ghosts, just at different times of the year. And then over time, people started to wear costumes just for fun. Just that in Germany, people do that on Carnival, and in the US, they do it on Halloween. So even though Halloween has slowly come over to Germany in the past couple of decades, it kind of had to find its own little niche there because the whole dressing up in costumes and going to parades thing was already taken by Carnival. So Halloween in Germany is really just limited to this whole being scary and being dark aspect, so you wouldn't be able to go to a German Halloween party dressed up as a unicorn, for example. Now, of course, Carnival also exists outside of Germany. Two main locations are obviously Venice and Rio de Janeiro, but they also celebrate it here in the US, in New Orleans, Louisiana, under the name Mardi Gras. I've personally never been to any carnival celebrations outside of Germany, so I would love to hear from you guys what it's like and if there are maybe even some similarities to the German carnival.
Mardi Gras, I've been to Mardi Gras once. It was absolutely incredible. It was one of the funnest times I've had. Like, it's unexplainable. You just gotta be there. You have to be there. That was an amazing time in my life.
Or German carnivals, I should probably say, because there are really so many different variations. So let me know in the comments below. I also know that here in the Midwest, eating fish fry on Fridays during Lent is a thing, even for people that aren't Catholic, I believe. And I'm also going to check out a Fat Tuesday event here in Cincinnati for the first time. So I'm excited to see if that's gonna be anything like home, because that's supposed to be in the German tradition. So if you guys want to see that too, make sure to follow me on Instagram, because I'll be posting in my Instagram stories. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video on Carnival. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for free if you did, and also activate the little bell in order to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Give this video a thumbs up, and I hope I'll see you next time. Tschüss!
Definitely a fun video to react to, and I got to learn a lot in that video. Carnival is something that I need to experience. That's basically what I learned. It's something that I need to go to Germany and experience at least one time in my life. It's on the bucket list now. That's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media and Patreon are all up top. If you want to subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy D Neal. Out.